Good morning and happy Sunday. We get extra daylight, so I feel like spring is finally here and I am thawing out. My heart feels very happy even though we are very sleep deprived. But let's head on over to the grocery store. I've got a lesson plan today and I am craving scones, so let's see if we can make some. Before we go, here are the 3 goals for the day. For the home, going to the grocery store. For the kids, lesson planning for a week of homeschool. And for me, baking some scones, and then I have a little bit of work goals that I want to get to either today or in the coming few weeks. And here's our cleaning planner, and we should probably be knocking some of these monthly ones out today. We are skipping Costco today, so first stop on the grocery tour is Aldi's, and we are all grocery shopping there today. Strawberries. We just finished up at Aldi's. We spent $177.74, but we bought a bunch of random things like a herb planter and a doormat, so that's added in. Now we have one more grocery store and we are done grocery shopping for the day. Thank goodness. Just love a good tulip. There you go. We finished grocery shopping in record time today. Now we're gonna head home, put the groceries away, lesson plan, hopefully make some scones, and head off to the park to meet up with some friends. We are back from the grocery store, so let me show you everything we're eating for dinner this week. For meal 1, we are having leftovers for dinner because why cook when you've got perfectly good food already made? Meal 1 is our go-to when we need something quick and easy. We have biscuits that we make up, and then we'll put some chicken in it, so it's like fake Chick-fil-A. And then we will have a summer salad to go with it. Next up, we have homemade tacos. We try to do taco night like once a week, so we've got some ground beef tacos on the rotation for this week. Next up, if you've been here a while, you already know every week we have a breakfast for dinner night, and this week we'll probably be having pancakes. The next meal just sounded so good. It is a chicken ramen noodle stir fry, and it is supposed to be a fast weeknight dinner, so here's hoping it is. Every week we have a pasta dish, so this week we are having pasta with pesto. This stuff from Trader Joe's is my kids' favorite. I don't know how, but they love it. Okay, the last recipe we are making this week are Greek kofta kebabs. Instead of lamb, we are doing beef, and hopefully we'll be able to do them on the grill since the weather is super nice. Let me show you what a week of homeschool planning is like. We take off every other Friday, so this week we have no school on Friday, and on Saturday we are going to like a maple syrup festival where we will learn all about how syrup is made, so I'm counting that for science too. And again, how we do homeschooling is we do math, reading, and writing every day, and then science, social studies, art, and music one day of the week. Tuesdays are also a shorter day for us because we have co-op in the morning from like 9:30 to 12, and they usually cover science and art in co-op, so I'm really never concerned about hitting our science and art requirements, even though I like to do our own thing at home as well. First things first, for math, we are doing Beast Academy. We will be finishing up our unit on subtraction, and then we will be working on categories this week as well. This will probably be a very easy unit for us, so we will probably just breeze right through it, but I love that Beast Academy always has some really interesting ways of looking at math, even with things like categories, so I'm curious to see how they'll make us look through categories. Now that we are finished with math, let's plan our reading for the week. For reading, we are doing Logic of English Foundations D. I like to go through one lesson a week so we're never rushing. So this week we will be going through phonogram practice. We will be working on grammar. Right now we are working on proper nouns, and then we will be working on vocabulary and spelling. Then, because we are a little bit further along in the reading than they are, we like to read our own read aloud, and then I'll kind of ask questions to make sure that we have reading comprehension. And we have been loving this series. This is book 2 of it, and it's just been so fun. It's such a cute little story about all the little adventures that a rat in the city gets up to. Next up, we have handwriting. We do handwriting without tears. We just finished our 1st grade unit, so I got the 2nd grade book. I do want us to learn how to write with cursive, but I'm gonna wait until after the summer to work on cursive. The only issue with this is that we've been doing building writers for so long that some of this is kind of a review and it's a little too simple. So I'm gonna have to go through here and see what we need, what we can take away, or I might just switch straight into our building writers, which promotes just more independent writing and more critical thinking during writing, which I feel like he is already ready for. For science, we are on the plant kingdom and we are finishing up our unit on flowers. So we are doing a flower lab where we are actually dissecting flowers and then writing everything that we see inside of there, which I am very excited about. And these are the flowers that I picked up for it. I feel like these will probably be our best for dissecting because you can actually see the stamens, and on these, the other ones, you can't really. For social studies, we are finishing up our unit on ancient American civilizations. This is the last chapter in our unit, so we will be reading about all of the 3 ancient civilizations we learned about, and then our curriculum also has like a virtual field trip tour so we can view all of the pyramids and temples. So we will be doing that as well, and we will probably do that on Thursday so we have time to like talk about everything. Next up, we are doing art. For art, we are learning all about texture, which has been a lot of fun. This week's activity, we are going to create tessellations, which is basically when you're making a bunch of shapes on a paper where they all kind of fit and close around each other. So we'll probably learn what those are and how to create them, and then we are going to create texture rubbings to kind of color them in. So I'm honestly excited. This looks like a lot of fun, and I might try and do this over 2 days so it's not too much. So the first day we'll create the drawing, and then the next day we'll do the texture rubbings. Finally, for music, we are doing accents and kind of like beats. I am quickly learning that this is not my strongest subject, but my son loves it. So even though I have found this curriculum to be really easy and really great, I am kind of running into some snafus where I'm like, I actually can't tell this beat apart. So I might look into outsourcing this with OutSchool. We are currently doing a Hot Wheels class on OutSchool that we've been loving. So I know there's a lot of good music classes that we might try as well, especially for 2nd grade. I might be doing OutSchool for music or finding like a local music shop that will do classes. For my preschooler, these are her bins that we are still working through. I try to change her bins out every 2 weeks. And then I will probably update some of her worksheets for her. So I will go do that now. And then I might add a letter of the week for her since she has done F, P, and S this week. I might add 1 more for her. But when it is done, this is how my planner looks. For PE, we just do outings and activities or do sports, so I never really write that. For health, a lot of it is really intuitive for 1st grade. So I think we're learning about nutrition, so we're just still gonna go through our little nutrition unit that I just have invented myself. A lot of times you can read books for health, watch videos, things like that. So this is what our planner looks like. Sometimes I'll add things here for my preschooler, but I already know that we are kind of doing a flower theme to go with my oldest science. So I don't really need anything. I just know I need to update some of her worksheets. And that is how I plan for a whole week of homeschooling in less than an hour. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, I post our weekly dinner like meal plan every Sunday. And then you just comment on it on the story and it will send you all of the recipes that you'll need to make these. Sometimes it's like leftovers, so I can't really give you the recipe to that, but like the ground beef tacos, the best pancakes ever, and this chicken ramen noodle stir fry will all have recipes. And I try to do this every Sunday. Some Sundays I miss, but most of the time, if you follow me, you can get this list yourself. And we are off to the park. This one's in her boot. Totally casual. You got your books? I'll hold your books.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna read that in your stroller. Just casually raising a reader. We love to see it.
This, you're probably too big.
Oh, thanks.
Very fast.
Yeah? So beautiful. We're back from the park and I am just determined to make these scones happen. So I'm gonna do that while I'm listening to the Great Gatsby musical because I've just been obsessed with it, the soundtrack, and I try to just take this time for myself to unwind, to relax a little bit. And I'm just so excited. I'm gonna show you the scones when they're done. They are so good. I usually use Sally's Baking Addiction for all my like treat recipes. She has never ever steered me wrong, so I will show you the finished product when I am done. This is them before they bake. I was supposed to brush it with heavy cream and water, and I brushed them with just straight heavy cream, so hopefully that works. And you put them in the fridge for a little bit before you bake them. You're supposed to put them in the fridge for like 15 minutes to 24 hours, and I never do 24 hours because who can wait that long? This is them out of the oven before I put the lemon glaze. Our oven at this rental house is bizarre. It is always just so hot. Everything I cook, it's just so weird. So the bottoms are a little bit more done than I would have preferred, but it's okay. It's still good, and I am very excited to glaze them and then try one. Okay, these are the finished scones, and we taste tested them, and they are so good. The dough is so light and fluffy. The glaze is, I can't wait to have these for breakfast tomorrow. Grocery shopping's done, lesson planning is done, we made the scones, and we even went to the park. It was such a productive day that my 3-year-old fell asleep on the floor while reading a book. So let's hope tonight is not a disaster, but spring forward is definitely hitting us hard. Anyways, that's it for today's vlog. I will see you in the next one. Bye!